This week, I'm driving the Ram 2500 equipped with the Cummins, and this one's a Longhorn edition. Right inside of the Ram 2500, this one's a Longhorn edition, and it's also equipped with the diesel engine, the infamous Cummins engine. So this week we're driving big trucks. For me, it's a real truck, I could say. These are really you need to buy one of these trucks if you really need to use it, for towing, payload, some hard work, otherwise, you don't really need to buy these kind of trucks. You really have to have like a task to buy such a big truck like that with all the capacities. Overall, a big truck. I'm used to these trucks. I'm just back from Oregon with the guys from Chevrolet. So I drove the new 2020 Chevrolet HD lately with the Duramax, and also the new 10-speed Allison transmission. Amazing truck. I was really impressed with the Allison's transmission. So this week I'm back in the Rams, and with the Cummins with the 6-speed transmission. So we'll see how it goes. So far, the ride's pretty good, for a heavy duty truck. The way it feels on the road. Obviously, if you're not used to these kind of trucks, they're riding hard. They're not made really to be the most comfortable, the best handling and all that. That's not what they're made for. These trucks are made to work hard and pull hard and tow hard, everything you want to do with it. These trucks are more like a machinery or a tool, but these days, they had it a few perks, feature, luxury, so they don't feel as much as a machinery like they used to do in the past. So power wise, we've got the Cummins 6.7 liters inline 6 turbo, good for 370 horsepower and 850 foot-pounds of torque. So this week I've got a lot of questions from you guys. There's a lot of confusion. A lot of you guys think all the HD model from Ram got 1,000 foot-pounds of torque, and specifically, it's more the 3500 who's got that 1,000 feet of torque, and it's optional also. So if you've got a 2500 like the one I've got today, it's only 850 foot-pounds of torque, but it's a plenty amount of power. Obviously, the power feels great, transmission is smooth and all that. But if I compare it with the Chevrolet HD I drove in Oregon, the 10-speed transmission from Allison you've got in the new GM is just amazing. It feels modern and all that. So if I compare those two trucks, obviously the Ram feels older. It doesn't feel as much, in control of the power of that diesel engine. So for my point of view, if I compare the HD Ram with the Chevy HD, I prefer the Chevrolet product by far, just only for the transmission. Style wise, if we look at the outside of this truck, it's a good looking truck. But the only thing, I'm kind of disappointed with these Rams, if I compare it to the Super Duty or the GMC HD or the Chevrolet HD. This truck doesn't look as expensive as the MSRP is. The truck I'm driving today, it's around 99,000 Canadian, almost $100,000. So from the outside of the truck, it doesn't look like this truck cost that much. If we compare it to any really expensive top of the line HD truck on the market. I'm thinking about Ford Super Duty, Platinum, King Ranch. When we look at them from the outside, we know these are expensive trucks. Same thing with the GMC truck. If we look at the new Denali's, the new 84, or if we go with the Chevrolet High Country, you know, we look at these trucks and they look pretty expensive from the outside. If we look at the Longhorn from the outside of the truck, it doesn't look, you know, super expensive. It doesn't have those little Q all around the truck telling you this truck is super expensive. It basically kind of look like a big horn, you know. There's not a big difference outside wise, design wise, you know, to, you know, separate these trucks. So for me, you know, for this kind of price tag, I wish they could do a little bit something more on the outside to make this Longhorn edition stand out more. When we step inside of a Longhorn, it looks like a truck costs a lot of money, and there we go inside. We've got one of the best looking interior in the industry, and this one's a Longhorn edition. It's over the top cowboy style. You've got that rancher cowboy look all around. You've got those barbed wires on the carpet. You've got the wood here. You've got all those little trimming inside and out. In the cluster, you've got those little you know, sign all around. There's a lot of details. There's so much details and little attention in this interior. That's why I'm like, what's going on with the outside? Because the interior is just perfect. Everywhere you look, you know, you got those little details. They mix match everything perfectly. You know, the leather, the stitching, the trim, the color, even like the Longhorn logos, it looks like it's been stamped there. It's just amazing. You've got that sound system, Harman Kardon, amazing sound system. And this one's a mega cab. You got plenty of space in the back. One of the this is the biggest cab you can get in the industry. Also, you can lay down the seats in the back. You can incline them a little bit. It's perfect for long trips. You know, if you own a camper, a big trailer, a racing trailer, your 4 or 5 adults can fit really comfortable in the back. Plenty of space for long trips. You know, inside is just, you know, it looks good. It's, again, the Ram interior is so practical. You've got so much space everywhere. You know, that's why I'm like, what's going on with the outside of the truck? You know, inside you feel like you're in an expensive truck, a special truck, but when you step outside of the truck and you look at it, it doesn't look nothing like what you get inside and the experience you feel inside of this truck. I think we rarely talk about these truck. It's the fuel economy, because they don't, the EPA and all that, they don't need to rate these trucks for fuel economy wise because of their weight. But for me, you know, it's a big plus, especially with the diesel engine. You know, you get amazing fuel economy with these new trucks. You know, so far, you know, this week I'm doing 13 liters per 100 kilometers overall with this truck. And remember, this truck is a big truck and you can do better than that. So I'm doing numbers, you know, matching the numbers I get in my Sierra 1500 with the 6.2 V8, and this truck is way heavier than mine, so it's really impressive. So, you know, if you're planning on do a lot of mileage, work with your truck. That's what these trucks are made for. And, you know, for towing capacity and all that, you know, while towing, these diesel engines deliver the best performance and also the best fuel economy by far. So if the diesel engine is not your cup of tea, you can get the gas engine, the V8 ME with the 6.4 liter. You know, also it's a good truck. What I really like about the gasoline version, you can get the Power Wagon. It's like the off-road version of the 2500. You can lock the front and the back differential. I love the Power Wagon. It's always a big model, kind of niche in the off-roading for those big trucks. So always, you know, if diesel is not for you or you're too expensive, you can get the 6.4 liter. So a few things I didn't like about this Ram this week. It's a few things, you know, inside, and the feeling of all this truck feels, you know. And I know these the manufacturers, just like Ram, try to please more and more the normal driver, and try to appeal the non-truck driver, I could say, in these trucks. And you can find a lot of things in these new big trucks, you know, you couldn't really find before, a lot of luxuries and all that. But something for me I didn't like, it's kind of like the toned down version of a real truck. You know, you don't have that knob to switch your gear, to park, to drive, to reverse, but you've got that lever on the steering wheel, but it just feels, this one is connected to a knob. It doesn't feel like the real thing, you know. It feels too easy to play with. It's not like a real you know, column shifter. When you put it in park, you don't feel it. It feels more electronic than mechanical, I could say. The steering wheel is pretty loose also. You know, it's just super light. It doesn't feel heavy at all. You know, in these big trucks, you need to have some confidence. You needs to be a little bit more rugged, more rough. So for me, the column shifters feels kind of like car-ish. The steering wheel too. The brakes, you know, they're too smooth. You know, when I was in the GM, the brakes were really strong. They feel confident. Here, you know, the pedal is too light for me. I need a harder pedal to feel more confident with the truck. I don't feel confident while braking with this truck, and I don't even tow anything with it. So I wouldn't imagine having 10,000, 15,000 pounds behind me and using these brakes. For me, it's too car-ish kind of feeling inside of this new Ram. Also something for me, you know, it's kind of like, you know, I like it, but at the same time, you know, I'm not sure I will love it on the daily basis. It's that big screen. It looks amazing. It's easy to use. It looks good and all that. But for me, it doesn't feel truck. You know, I don't know how I would use the screen with gloves on, if my hands are dirty, or during the winter just wearing normal gloves, winter gloves. So for me, you know, maybe you're gonna look at the GMC, Chevrolet, and even the Super Duty. You'll say like, it looks old, it needs like more technology and all that for the younger crowd. But for the guys who works with these trucks, you need to keep those buttons, you know. It needs to be quick and easy to use. It's not every time I'm gonna be like, oh, I have to be careful, I don't want to get dirty inside of my truck. So at this point, you know, it's kind of like too fancy, and it's not user friendly for the real worker, the real truck guys. So overall, you know, the Ram, the 2500, it's a great truck. For me, the big plus, it's really the Megacab and the interior. The interior looks really good. The Megacab is so practical, so much space. I can really use it to go on long trips. So for me, it's a big plus. Is this truck the truck I would buy it? I'm not sure. You know, I still have some heavy duty trucks to try on this summer. Next will be the new GMC HD, and probably a little bit later this year I'm gonna try the new Ford Super Duty, the updated version, updated powertrain and transmission and all that. So I'm looking forward to try all these heavy duty, and at the end of the year probably giving you my idea which one is my favorite and which one's got the plus and minuses. So each truck, you know, these days are pretty good. It's up to you, you know. Something like me, I just said, like, if you're always clean, you know, if you know, you take care of your truck and all that, the screen's gonna be perfect for you. You know, and for other guys, you know, are used to
get dirty, but they want that top of the line packaging. Maybe you know, this interior is not the best for you. So it's just these days you really need to point out which truck is really made for you and which truck really answer your needs.